Imagine a treasure, not just a few chests of gold, but several hundred tons of gold, cultural artifacts, jewels, art pieces, and bullion. A total value estimated at over $500 billion in today's money. This is arguably the largest war loot in human history.
For over a decade, the Imperial Japanese Army systematically plundered a continent. They stole from every temple, every bank, and every colony across Asia. The treasure they amassed has a name: Yamashita's gold. Our story begins with the surrender of General Tomoyuki Yamashita in the Philippines. The war was over. The gold was gone. And everyone who has tried to find it since has either gone mad, been murdered, or fallen victim to a terrifying curse. This massive search has involved secret FBI operations, Filipino government conspiracies, and even a U.S. president. To search for this gold today is to uncover not just a fortune, but the darkest secret of the Japanese Empire. The gold is still out there, hidden in hundreds of booby-trapped tunnels across the Philippines. Let's begin. Before World War II even began, Japan's Emperor Hirohito authorized a secret operation, Kin no Yuri, or Operation Golden Lily. The mission was simple: finance Japan's war machine by looting all of Southeast Asia. From China to Thailand, Vietnam to Malaysia, Japanese forces seized priceless historical artifacts, solid gold Buddhist statues, gold bullion, and jewelry from every territory they conquered. The man behind this massive plunder was Prince Tsuneyoshi Takeda, a relative of the emperor. This wasn't just ordinary war loot. This was a government-sanctioned, industrial-scale criminal enterprise. As the Allies began to advance across Asia toward the end of the war, Japan knew it had to move this priceless plunder to a secure location. The final destination? The Philippines. Why the Philippines? Its strategic location and the vast network of tunnels and mines under Japanese control made it the perfect hiding place. Billions of dollars worth of gold and artifacts were secretly moved, some stored around Manila, others taken deep into the mountainous regions of Luzon Island. The commander entrusted with hiding this unimaginable wealth was General Tomoyuki Yamashita. He was known for his ruthlessness in battle, but his true legacy is the secret he buried. Japanese engineers and soldiers, under Yamashita's direct command, constructed hundreds of secret tunnels and underground complexes across the Philippines. It's estimated there were at least 145 different storage sites. But these weren't just simple holes in the ground. They were protected by sophisticated booby-trap systems, hidden chambers designed to fill with poison gas, strategically placed dynamite charges, and even complex hydraulic systems that would flood the tunnels with water at a moment's notice. The brilliance of Japanese engineering was used to guard this treasure forever. And then came the most horrifying part of the plan. To seal the secret for eternity, the very soldiers, engineers, and laborers who had hidden the gold were executed by their own comrades. They were buried alive in the tunnels they had just built. No one was meant to know the locations. Yamashita's gold was sealed with blood. In 1945, Yamashita surrendered to the Allied forces. He was tried and tortured for his war crimes, but he never spoke a word about the gold. He was executed in 1946, and the secret seemingly went to the grave with him. However, a few people allegedly survived or knew the general locations, including a local Filipino guide named Benito, who was said to be Yamashita's driver. The unofficial search had begun. Immediately after the war, the legend of Yamashita's gold was taken very seriously by the United States. The CIA saw this treasure as a potential source of black gold off-the-books funding to finance its covert operations against the growing Soviet threat in Asia. American intelligence spearheaded the initial search efforts, forming secret teams with Filipino informants and military agents to try and locate the tunnels. There are even strong claims that the U.S. intercepted maps and notes related to the treasure before they could be returned to the Imperial Japanese family. But the most significant turning point in the story came with the rise of the Filipino dictator, Ferdinand Marcos. It is widely believed that Marcos, possibly using guides who knew the secrets, located a substantial portion of Yamashita's gold. He allegedly turned this stolen treasure into his personal fortune, melting it down over the years and transferring it to secret Swiss bank accounts. Many believe that a large portion of Marcos's estimated $30 billion personal wealth was, in fact, Yamashita's gold. Witnesses even claim that Marcos built a secret vault in the basement of his presidential palace, specifically, to store the treasure he recovered, which he referred to as the Imperial Gold. In 1971, a Filipino locksmith and former soldier named Rogelio Roxas claimed to have found one of Yamashita's tunnels. Inside, he discovered a massive, solid gold Buddha statue and hundreds of gold bars. But soon after his discovery, Roxas's home was raided by men working for President Marcos. The gold was stolen, and more importantly, so were the maps Roxas had found detailing the locations of other treasure sites. Roxas was arrested, imprisoned, and tortured. Miraculously, he survived and decided to do the unthinkable. He sued the dictator. In one of the most famous lawsuits in history, a treasure hunter took on a president, and he won. A court ordered the Marcos family to pay Roxas $22 billion in damages. This ruling remains one of the strongest pieces of legal evidence that the gold actually exists. The tragedies that have befallen those who sought the gold have only reinforced the belief that it is cursed. People have died in digging accidents, been caught in ancient traps, or, like Roxas, been silenced after finding something. After Marcos was overthrown, the Philippine government continued the search. But the sheer complexity of the tunnels, the danger of the traps, and rising underground water levels have made most attempts fail. So, is the gold still there? The general consensus is that a significant amount was indeed found by Ferdinand Marcos and has since been absorbed into the global financial system. But the search is far from over. Several theories persist. One is that a portion of the treasure remains in a separate imperial tunnel complex that even Marcos couldn't find. Another theory suggests that some of the gold is lying at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, inside submarines that were sunk while trying to transport it back to Japan. And finally, it's possible that some of the gold was buried so securely in tunnels that were deliberately collapsed that it can never be recovered. Even today, private treasure hunters use ground-penetrating radar and advanced sensors, searching for that one lucky find. Yamashita's gold is more than just a missing treasure. It's a dark testament to the horrors of war, the greed of empires, and the corrupting power of wealth. This $500 billion fortune continues to haunt the Philippines, a ghost of a violent past. Do you think Yamashita's gold is still waiting in those hidden tunnels? Or has it all been found and laundered away? Let us know your theory in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe as we hunt for the next lost secret.